Well, I've said many things as the years go by about what's happening on the planet, what has happened, and what will happen. That's not because I'm a psychic or I can tell the future, but these things come out of my mouth sometimes for you to then look in the mirror of yourself and see what needs action, what needs throwing out, and what resonates. I don't think any of us could ever have fully expected some of the things that we have gone through in the last few years, both internally and externally. But it's your light which has brought this about, because it's time for a lot of the old form and the old institutions to go and for them to be replaced by something else. And if we don't claim that space internally, we cannot claim that space externally. And then something or someone will put something in that space for us. It starts with claiming your own internal space. And without that foundation, there's no bond of affection with the loving presence of your own deeper self. So what will you build on it? Something that will equally crumble into the sand. In this time, there's a huge attempt to put certain things into place which most people do not agree with, and many people do not agree with but are too afraid to say. And that is only going to continue. Saying no is very difficult. We expose ourselves, and often if we feel that we're in the minority, it's terrifying and we don't want to take the risk. We've got bills to pay, people to look after, and also we want to be able to get on with some of the things that we've already started and perhaps see them come to fruition. So how do we decide where to draw the line, how much to say, and what to do when we really don't like it? Now, if we do it Hollywood style or resistance style, you will be too far out from that space where the bond of affection is solid and you are deeply connected, and you may spin out of control. And equally, if you do too little, then the power of you will not be used in the correct way. It will start to mount up, and then it can get caught up with whatever is purifying through your personal field, and more can come in and start to bottleneck. We need to somehow keep it in the middle of our power, but that all sounds very abstract. When you're getting a bill and you're thinking, I can't pay this, and I just refuse to. Or somebody says something to you and you just don't agree. Our emotions come up very, very strongly. And the important thing is that when that emotion comes up, or when we have that really, really strong power in us that is like a fierceness and a roar, we must use it. But it's how we use it. We all know that being politically correct does not work. And we all know that censoring ourselves and staying silent doesn't work either. When you have that spaciousness and that expansiveness, there is enough room and relaxation in the tension and the fierceness for it to be expressed and then pass and die away. The censoring doesn't happen, and then in the calm, open brightness, something else comes up, where a solution is possible, and you are already starting to be shaped by what needs to be said, or done, or stopped, or started. It's incredibly important that we use what we have, not to fight back or reject, but to open and then express ourselves in our own unique way out into the world. When we do that, we pull on whatever has meaning for us, and more of the bond of affection flows into everything we do and say. But if that bit is not happening, all we do then is try to push something away and lash back. And then, of course, it just comes back stronger. So we don't accept something and react to it, and we don't reject something and just react to it. We take that time to be with ourselves, plug in more deeply, and already have more of that expansion, so that when we express ourselves, whatever is happening around us, that is already coming out of that current of being, which is us uniquely putting more of ourselves from that high frequency that is positive out into the world. We're coming from that place of purity and love itself. Then it enters the situation, and even when there's discomfort, arguments, or difficulties, it is all pegged to a completely different standard, and it is given a chance in the space to resolve. In these times, we have to go so deeply into what really means the most to us, and who and what we really answer to. It will always be love itself translated out into the world as more of us being offered to others as the unique being that we are. This is what resolves everything and gives us also that dignity and that vulnerability when we try to explain what it is that we find so unacceptable, or whatever it is that needs to change. People can hear it in our voice that we really mean it, and it pulls on something different. It touches the heart of the other person, hopefully if they have one. And even if they don't have much feeling, it moves something. And either it moves someone away for you, or it brings them closer until there is some type of traction and movement in the new direction. It's not going to get any easier. The more we embody pure love, the more everything that is redundant is going to fall down, and there's going to be a huge gaping hole. But that's the space for our creativity, our vision, and our passion that comes straight out of the dream of ourselves. Those lights, that light of your being. And if you can just put a little more of your own meaning into the world, even in the middle of a full-blown row, something changes, and it will happen differently next time for yourself and for others. And the more we do that, we soften and we open, even though we still cry and we still get angry. We start to break open those heart seeds of compassion, as well as still saying, nope, that cookie's mine. Often what it boils down to. We choose what it is that we want to make sure happens and the things that we don't mind about so much. And these times are so much about now not bothering with the smaller things and just sticking to the things that are really, really important first, because we were so close to losing them completely previously a little while ago. What a great thing has come out of those times, that now more than ever we are starting to put ourselves first, to abandon what doesn't work and to listen to what's in here, and refuse to take part in what doesn't really deliver on that front. That is the quickest way to demolish a seat of power of any type that thinks that it is more powerful than us and has the right to make decisions about us that may be negative or harmful. Because the bond of affection topples what is there from the inside out. You are like a secret detonating agent in the night who plants a stick of dynamite underneath the densest tower and and now sometimes just your presence can do that, because you're giving out that wave. You are making that space for another type of materiality here. And then you're also speaking up and saying what needs to be said and trying to find resolution. You have such power, and we must use it.